Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my live. Today, I wanted to talk to you about yet another way to help you unlock your mightiness. And today, I want to talk about challenging those beliefs that no longer serve you. And what I mean by this is that we all have different beliefs, right? It's that inner narrative that we tell ourselves. And this is shaped by our history, things that have happened in our past, ideas that we tend to think about ourselves, whether they are actually true or not. And my question today for you is to think about, what is that inner narrative that you're telling yourself? Are you telling yourself uplifting, positive thoughts like, hey, you've got this and you are fully capable of taking on those challenges? Or on the flip side, are you telling yourself things like, oh, please don't even bother with that because there's just no way? Remember the last time you tried doing that and remember what happened? Um, those are different examples of either uplifting or the type of thoughts that, take you down a couple notches. And so today I want to talk about how those affect you, because truly it is the ability of our mind to create a lot of these thoughts. And we tend to hold on to these stories. And what we really need to do is we need to stop and ask ourselves, is this belief helping me grow, or is it keeping me small? Is this belief helping me grow, or is it keeping me small? And if it is keeping you small and keeping you within what I like to think your comfort zone, then it's time to rewrite that narrative and step outside your comfort zone, because that is where you will inevitably find success. So I know you're probably thinking, Mahika, how do I do that? And what I can what I can tell you about that is that it's time to replace that narrative with a new narrative. And many times it's like, I like to think of a metaphor like a garden, right? There's a lot of weeds. If you don't tend to your garden, and you're not weeding it consistently, taking out those, trimming or pruning. I'm not really a plant lady. I do not have a green thumb. But if I did, these are some of the things that I would do in my garden. But I would be pruning, dead leaves, or, if I find weeds, I would be taking them out every couple of days. But if you do not pay attention for a long period of time, those weeds tend to take over and they overshadow the actual plants, which are the positive thoughts that you have within your mind. And so we need to get rid of those weeds and we need to replace them. So, what do we replace them with? The key is to replace them with growth enhancing habits. And what I mean by that is to really take stock, like, hey, how come that inner narrative that hasn't been serving you, the one that's been keeping you small, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to feed that? What are you saying to yourself? What are you thinking to keep yourself within your comfort zone? And instead, what should you be doing so that you can comfortably get out of your comfort zone? And I know, how do you comfortably get out of your comfort zone? It's never easy, but I will say that it can be done, and you can get used to the idea by thinking and understanding that, hey, once I get out, I'm going to feel so much better. It's just a matter of taking that initial plunge. And once you do it the first time, then the second time gets a little marginally easier. Third time gets a little bit easier than that. By the fifth or sixth time, you're like an old expert and you can, do it without even thinking. So, you have to fill that space in your mind with something besides just that negativity. And so, what you can do is you can replace it with affirmations. I can talk about positive affirmations until my face goes blue. And it is something that is so integral to each and every person's morning routine, because it sets the tone for the rest of your day. And positive affirmations, I know some people are like, well, I'm not really a journaling kind of person, or I don't have the time. And so I have a tip for you that I think will really help you get all the benefits of the positive affirmations without taking up all the time, or it's a way that you can make it serve you. You can customize it to make it work for you. And so the tip that I have that, when I learned it, it was a game changer. I audio record my positive affirmations. For years and years and years, I was that person who was writing them down, the same thing over and over and over again. Or to an extent, they would evolve over the course of time. But I would be writing down my 5, 7, 10, whatever it is, positive affirmations every single day in the back of my journal. And it was a great way to start my day. But sometimes it didn't work because I was short on time. And so what I like to do is I audio record them, like on a voice memo on my phone, and then I listen to them in the morning. And it has the same effect, right? I still feel that boost of positivity, but it doesn't take nearly as much time. I can do it while I'm on the go. I mean, honestly, worst case scenario, I do it while I'm driving to a meeting or while I'm driving into work or even while I'm out for a walk. I'll just have my AirPods on and I will listen to them a few times until I really feel like, okay, I have a good handle on this and I can do this. So that's really key. And the other thing that I really always recommend is watch who you're surrounding yourself with. Are you surrounding yourself with other people who are buying into that narrative and making you feel small? If that is the case, then, something to reconsider. I'm not saying banish people from your life, but maybe have that conversation to say, hey, you know what? When you say this, it makes me feel like this. And so having that open and honest conversation is always really integral. And it helps you to unlock the mightiness in you by challenging those beliefs. So thank you so much for joining me in today's live. I will see you guys all next week.